Hello, everybody. Sorry for being a little late today. I was having technical difficulties, but I'm here now. I am here now. Let's dive right in. Let's check out Weeble real fast. See how our stocks are doing. All right, now you can we can see that Tesla is up 2.5%, pulling forward, hitting above 750. Really thrilled to see that. Uh, what are some other big market movers today? Let's go to the top. Oh, our crypto's down. We can see Chainlink, Cardano, Dogecoin, uh, Ethereum, all hitting some hits. Bitcoin also down a little bit. You know, the cryptos held very strongly over the weekend, but with today's open, they're being hit a little bit. Bitcoin, let's click on it. Here we have our Bitcoin chart. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. Yeah, we can see that we've dropped off quite a bit yesterday around 2 a.m. It looks like Central Time. We were hovering around the 5,200 mark, or 52,000, sorry. And then we fell pretty significantly. We fell to what looks to be a low of 50,500. And we've kind of evened out since then. Uh, it's official. El Salvador it has adopted Bitcoin as legal currency. Super exciting for that. At least I'm super excited for that. So, but Bitcoin has tumbled a tiny bit. What other? What else is happening in the market? What are our big winners? Here we see AMC hitting it rip, pushing past 45. It's at 46.60. Let's check out the AMC chart. Let's go to the 1 minute chart for AMC. Okay, we can get rid of these moving averages. Wow, AMC opened quite a bit in the green. That's great. I wonder if it has anything to do with El Salvador and Bitcoin, since AMC, their CEO did say that they're going to accept BTC. Who knows when that will finally happen, but exciting development. AMC fighting to pull forward. It's pulling back a little bit after these it's moved to the upside. MP Materials pulling ahead, 2% up, 2.5% up. I'm a big fan of MP Materials. They're one of the only big mining companies, precious metal mining companies inside the U.S. And for precious metals, they don't do so much gold, and we're not talking about gold and silver, but we're talking about lithium and nickel and the rare earth metals rather. That's more accurate than precious metals, and they're a big play for batteries. If you really believe in the battery revolution, wow! Look at this! Look at this candle! Look at this! Look at this! I wonder if was there any news that missed for that we missed for MP Materials? Is there a news widget? I'm pretty sure there is. I just don't know where it is. Here, news. Look at this. 23 hours ago. What does this news tell me? According to Bazinga Pro, during Q2, MP Materials earned $32.5 million dollars at a 49.55% increase from the preceding quarter. MP Materials also posted a total of 73 million in sales, which is a 21% increase since Q1. Wow. Why is ROIC significant? Earnings data without context is not clear and can be difficult trading decisions. Okay, that's just kind of a warning saying, hey, don't don't take all of this too much too seriously, I guess. Let's look at the Ethereum chart. Ethereum has pulled back uh quite a bit. Well, not well, it's pulled back since it's not pushing 4,000 again. We can see yesterday. Uh, yeah, yesterday at 5 in the morning. It was even last night, even today, 2 a.m., 3,900. It had the same big drop Bitcoin had. Who knows? I'm not really too sure why, but look at that big drop all the way down to 36.89. Wow. And it's pulled back up some, but still a couple $100 lower than where it was. Here, let's see if we can find some good news. Here, pull off that for a second. Okay. How are you guys doing today? I hope everybody had a great weekend. My weekend was pretty boring, if I'm totally honest, but I hope y'all's was great. Here, I want to let's go over to the Wall Street Journal, see if we can find any interesting news. More college educated women are having babies outside of marriage. It's interesting. Clearly don't need a man. That's what that tells me. And this is the homepage. This is economy. Deal spree puts banks on track for busiest every year. What else do we have? El Salvador becomes first country to adopt Bitcoin as national currency. Let's definitely check this out. Crypto advocates prepare for B-Day as the government rolls out Bitcoin ATMs and e-wallet and stylish kiosk. Okay. The tiny and impoverished Central American nation became the first country in the world to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender on Tuesday, allowing Salvadorians to use the cryptocurrency to buy a cup of coffee, get a haircut, or even pay taxes and home loans. To get them started, the administration of 40-year-old El Salvador President Nayib uh, Bukele will spend more than $225 million. Dollars. The plan includes $30 credit in Bitcoin to those who take up Chivo, slang for cool, a government run e wallet that can be used for purchases in Bitcoin or USD. Super exciting. Yeah, a bunch of people, yeah, I know in the Bitcoin community are making the are purchasing an extra $30 in Bitcoin today to celebrate El Salvador. So if you're purchasing $30 in Bitcoin today, comment down below. Let me know what you're doing. I love that you are celebrating this. Okay, the government is also rolling out a network of 200 Bitcoin ATMs and building a chain of stylish Chivo brand kiosks with staff who will introduce consumers to Bitcoin at plazas around the country. The launch got off to a bumpy start online early Tuesday. The government run Chivo Wallet didn't show up on some major app stores, hosted by Apple and Google at midnight local time. It did appear on Huawei's App Store around 2 a.m. local time. Bitcoin enthusiasts around the world showed their support for El Salvador on Tuesday by buying $30 worth of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's value edged 1% lower from its 5 p.m. Level Monday at 51,000. Yep, pulled back a tiny bit. Its adoption will be closely monitored by crypto advocates, global financial institutions, and governments around the world. Ain't that the truth? Okay, it's a pretty monumental step in the evolution of Bitcoin, said Garrick Howman, head of research at blockchain.com. The stakes are high for this indebted country of 6.5 million. Economists say that Bitcoin's sharp fluctuation risk denting tax revenue and foreign currency reserves of a government that is neither the policy tools nor the financial firepower to contain a speculative asset. The government is betting more than 200 million in a virtual casino, and that's taxpayer money, said Ricardo Castienda, senior economist at the Central American Institute for Fiscal Studies. Okay. Government officials say Bitcoin's adoptions will lead to financial affordable financial services in a country where an estimated 70% of the workforce operates in a cash-based economy. Many business owners like the government's initiative because it widens payment options for clients with an easy-to-use mobile app that eliminates costs such as credit card fees that banks charge to merchants. My, wow, okay. My mother believes Bitcoin is a thing of the devil, but Bitcoin has a lot of advantages, said Fernando, whose family owned business manufactures metal bed frames and industrial griddles for making uh, pupusas. El Salvador is popular and and y'all make fun of all these words I'm mispronouncing. Let me know down in the comments below. I know I'm butchering all these names and these foods. I'm definitely uh, I know I'm embarrassing myself with these, but Mr. Alvarenga sees the use of Bitcoin as another step forward toward financial innovation and diversification following the country's adoption of the US dollar as a national currency in 2001. Oh, I didn't know that. El Salvador uses USD as a national currency. Okay. Well, that's super exciting. Let's head over to CNBC, see if any big news is coming out.
So we're seeing it unfold real time. Is that receiving fees from other parties
Amazon
for delivery, for transportation,
sideways,
that actually helps
right
subsidize
below
Amazon's own
3,500.
costs in delivering products same day, next day, or even within an hour. So we think when this does scale, it will help them from a unit economic, from a profitability standpoint.
All right, Colin, Sebastian, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
After the break, we'll talk to State Street CEO on the multi-billion-dollar deal for part of Brown Brothers Harriman. In the meantime, Dow's down 203 and S&P back to 4520. Don't go away.
All right, let's pull off that. Let's go over to Coin Market Cap. I know we looked a little bit to see how our crypto is doing, but let's dive in a little bit more. Here we see Bitcoin again. It's up 5%, almost 6% on the week, but down a little bit on the day to just over 50,000. Ethereum slipping to 3740. Cardano also slipped quite a bit yesterday, going down to 262. It was holding really steady just below $3 mark, but Cardano's had a lot of FUD recently. People saying a lot of things about it. I follow what Charles Hoskinson says in his YouTube, and he just says it's a bunch of FUD, and he keeps coming out and making statements that saying, "Hey, none of this is true. This is FUD, fake news." Um, and so maybe a small buying opportunity. Again, Cardano's Alonzo hard fork comes out next or this upcoming Sunday on the 12th. Comes up on the 12th. So that can be really exciting. Uh, we might Cardano might have a room to run. We'll see, but it's holding this $84 billion market cap right now at 262. Solana bulldozing past Dogecoin to become the seventh the 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 seventh ranked in terms of market cap at 53 billion. Wow, Solana's pushing up to $180. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it hit 250 at this point. I don't own any Solana. I wish I bought it a month ago whenever it was $22. But we can't kick ourselves too much. It just happens. Bitcoin slipping a little bit. It was in the low 30s. Now it's 28 cents. Still has a $37 billion market cap. Polkadot just behind it. Chainlink pushing forward, having some great weekly gains of 17.8%. What was Solana's weekly gains was 42%. Wow. And that takes us out of our top 10, Chainlink being number 12. So I'll stop there. But I think this year, the end of this year and next are going to be great for crypto. Super excited to see what the space brings. NFTs are still crazy hot. Let's head back over to CNBC, see what they're telling us.
Trading session. So here are the three big movers we are watching right now. Match getting a boost after news that it'll be joining the S&P 500. Date to watch there, September 20th. You can see those shares are up almost 6.5% right now. Cybersecurity company IronNet also surging, as some call it the next quote-unquote meme stock. We're going to have more on that move later this hour. But you can see shares are up about 40% right now. And finally, Spotify's headed higher as well on the back of an upgrade to overweight at KeyBank, which says that monthly active users are, quote, back on track. Those shares are also up 4%.
And turning back to the markets, those two themes, the kind of caution going into the post-Labor Day period.
Let's check out IronNet's chart. The next meme stock, they say, okay, let's look at the 1 minute chart. Wow, we can see we're up 46% on the day, just jumping from the open. From the open, up 46%. It is falling since opening, but quite a bit of volume. Volume at 8.9 million. 8.95, Look at this. Wow. If you are trading IronNet and are in on it, let me know down in the comments below. Are you just playing it for the momentum trades, or is there anything we should know about it? Is it the next GameStop? Is it the next AMC? I don't think GameStop, if anything, tops that in terms of national publicity and just insanity. I'll be amazed. What we are seeing some smaller short squeezes coming from the Wall Street bets community, and but it's hard to beat a story like GameStop. That was just amazing. Okay, what else did they mention? They mentioned Match.com. Let's check out that. Match.com up to 7%. We're looking at the 1 minute chart. Look at these candles. Wow. Candlesticks look good. Let's pull back to the 30-minute chart. We can see the pop. Yeah, I guess it popped 6% at open, just like they said. Oops, cancel. We need to re-add that news widget. I don't know why it doesn't just okay, where is it taking us? Hmm. I want it to just pull up the news right here. Is that asking too much? Yeah, that's taking us to the site. It says Tinder-owned Match will join the S&P 500 and the stock is soaring. Okay, that's the news. If they said it on CNBC, I must have missed it. But Match joining the S&P 500. Pop in 6%. Let's head over to the minute chart. See what we're doing. Wow. Yeah, up 7.25%. These candles looking good. Definitely having good volume. This is a great day to trade Match. Oh, let's pull over to CNBC. Have some
on this
exclusive
transaction. We were
news.
talking earlier. These investor services, this processing businesses that you're in, it's truly about scale. What is it about Brown Brothers division here that makes it a fit for you?
Mike, it's good to see you, and I think you've articulated it well. These are technology-driven businesses. It is about scale. The amount of technology that has to be brought to bear increases every year. What Brown Brothers brings to us is a couple of things. First, it actually brings a set of technology assets that are quite additive to our own and will help propel our own platform development. Second, it's in very attractive geographies. In some cases, they overlap with us, but in some cases, they've actually got a stronger position than we do. The examples there would be Japan and Latin America, which are high growth, very lucrative markets. Thirdly, it's an extraordinary talent base. They're very, very good people. They'll be additive to our management team. So that, coupled with the fact that there's a consolidation element to this, so it's very attractive to our shareholders.
All right, let's pull
so
off
we're
this.
very pleased about this.
And more news of China and their restrictions. Weibo, China's version of Twitter, suspends 21 plus K-pop fan accounts. In a statement that felt like the rules change ceremony and wife swap, the platform said its rationale for censoring the accounts was to curb irrational star chasing behavior. Wow. They're saying, hey, these fans are too crazy. No one deserves to be idolized that much. We are going to ban you. Wow. Uh, so China's making some really interesting moves. Let me know what y'all all think about China and their banning video games. Them not in my mind, they're kind of going for equality of outcome in that and having that socialist mentality. But let me know what y'all think down below. Maybe I'm missing something. Okay. When Americans were all winding down from their second Saturday, Weibo, China's version of Twitter, suspended at least 21 fan accounts for K-pop bands like BTS and Blackpink. In a statement that felt like the rules change ceremony and wife swap, the platform said it scrubbed the accounts to curb irrational star-chasing behavior. The purge began Sunday when Weibo banned a BTS fan club with 1.1 million followers from posting for 60 days after it crowdsourced a birthday gift for Jimin, the cutest BTS member. Okay. According to Weibo, collecting donations to customize an airplane for your fave vocalist contributes to the chaos of fan clubs that China wants to quell. And Jimin, I don't know anything about this, but he has plenty of money. He doesn't need a customized plane from his fans. That does sound a little crazy. Later that day, Weibo said it would ban a number of other celebrity accounts in an effort to purify its platform. It cited a government notice from last Thursday about banning vulgar internet celebrities and feminine looking men on TV. Wow, I did not know that it's banning feminine looking men. Wow. Huh. China's entertainment industry has recently had to confront spikes in online censorship in the government crackdown on internet culture, which is considered unhealthy. Just last week, China limited online video games to 3 hours a week. Yeah, wow. Government is really starting to crack down on some different things. Let's see if Morning Brew gives us any other news on El Salvador going to Bitcoin. Today, the Central American nation will become the first sovereign state to make Bitcoin legal tender, meaning it's now officially currency alongside the US dollar. In theory, El Salvadorians can pay for anything, a haircut, a house, or even taxes using Bitcoin. Okay, why are they doing this? 1/4 of El Salvador's GDP comes from remittances, money sent back to the country from people working abroad. Okay, this is huge. One of the biggest problems is if, and we have a lot of this here in America, especially at the universities. We have a lot of foreigners in our universities, and they get paid some money. I know a lot of this. I have some friends who are Indian, and their family lives in India, and they want to send money back home, and they get hit hard with taxes, paying 20 to 30% just in currency conversion and whatnot. So for every $100 they send back to their family's only getting $70. Uh, just huge fees. And transitioning to crypto like Bitcoin, whenever they send $100 worth of BTC to their family, there might be a small fee, but they'll get like $98 of BTC instead of 70. It's a huge win. So yes, money sent back to a country from people working abroad, that from remittances, that is huge. And if it's really 1/4 of El Salvador's GDP, I mean that is a big deal. Okay, Bitcoin could reduce fees on the cross-border transactions. Okay, that makes sense to me. It's an attempt to bring more Salvadorians into the economic fold, the majority of whom don't have a bank account. Yes, like we just saw in the last article, it said 70% of people in El Salvador are what? They are bankless. They don't, so they just are operating on just straight cash. So this can bank a lot of the unbanked, which is valuable. Okay. And Bukele, who's the president, 40-year-old president, also thinks that by being an early adopter, the country could become a destination for foreign investment in Bitcoin mining. He wants to use geothermal energy from El Salvador's volcanoes to power the energy intensive mining process. That's a very interesting idea. Okay. Despite all the buzz around crypto, Bitcoin hasn't been used as an actual currency at scale before. As a business, it's important to accept payment in currency that won't plummet in value in the future. Bitcoin, however, has been known to be extremely volatile. Okay. And because Bitcoin, by definition, skirts traditional financial institutions that promote stability, the International Monetary Fund is concerned that El Salvador's adoption of the crypto could create serious risk for the country's economy. As a result, it downgraded El Salvador's debt further into junk territory. Very interesting. All very good. However, if this shakes out, okay. Yeah, I think these why do this bullet points are very spot on, especially the one about remittances. It's interesting that El Salvador is saying, "Hey, we can use our volcanoes and geothermal energy to for the mining power, and then also to bank the unbanked." All of that's really great. Okay, guys, I'm just remembering I'm having my TV volume on and not my headphones in. So I hope whenever we've been going over to CNBC, the echo hasn't been too unmanageable. So I'm going to grab my headphones really quickly and to fix that issue. Got them right here. All right. All right, all right, all right. Here we go. If y'all been experiencing echo today in this video, I'm sorry. I'm new to it. Let's head back over to
Makes it
CNBC.
the first country in the world to officially put Bitcoin on its balance sheet and hold it in reserves. Here to break down this test case,
Okay,
essentially,
let's
with
see if
us
they
is CNBC's
talk
Mackenzie
about
Sigalos. Mackenzie, great to have you on. I
Bitcoin
know you've been doing a
mining,
lot of reporting
giving it to
around
the
this.
unbanked.
But the fact that we did see Bitcoin jump ahead of this and now it's under a little
and
bit of pressure today, I mean, this has in many ways been kind of
and
the bull
reducing
case
fees on
longer
the
term
cross-border
around
transactions.
Bitcoin. The fact that you could actually use it to transact for everyday items, right?
Right. And I think that that's one of the major things that people are looking for today on the ground in El Salvador. You know, citizens can now, from today, technically use Bitcoin to buy virtually anything. So we're talking a cup of coffee, a haircut. They can also pay their taxes in Bitcoin. And that's why you did see this price run up in the last few weeks. Like Bitcoin's price was touching highs that it hadn't seen since May. And then yesterday, the government announced
small
that it
run
was
up,
adding almost
5%.
$21 million worth of Bitcoin to its balance sheet, and that's where you saw this huge bump up in the price. And yes, it has come off of those highs, but I think people are watching to see how rollout goes, and we're starting to see that. You know, from midnight, I was on the phone with people who were on the ground in San Salvador, and they were actively downloading the wallet that the government has offered to all citizens. So it's been really interesting to see it all happen in real time.
I realize we're essentially only
how
hours
exciting.
into this rollout, but do we know from a technical standpoint how those downloads are going right now? And I ask that given the fact that only about a third of Salvadorans actually use the internet.
Right, and you know, that stat has been called into question just because it's referring more to these wired lines or fiber optics, but almost everybody has a cell phone in hand, and that's really the level of connectivity that you need to be a part of this Bitcoin economy. And in terms of how successful
all you need is a cell
has been
phone
so far. So, I mean, was this a flip that switched at midnight? No, it wasn't. But, you know, people were actively communicating with one another. The president was helping to troubleshoot IT issues. And so at around 2 a.m., that's when we first saw the wallet go live. And it's something called the Chivo Wallet, which is Salvadoran slang for cool.
There we go.
The
Chivo
government
Wallet
is really pushing people to become a part of this economy. And the way that they're doing that is by saying that everyone who signs up for this wallet gets $30. And I mean, that's no small sum in a country where, you know, the average minimum wage is $365. And so from 2 a.m., it hasn't been a totally smooth rollout, but we have seen successful downloads. We have seen people receiving that $30 into their wallet.
Mackenzie, from people who are, you know, intently watching this from the kind of Bitcoin camp, let's say, the people who really believe in it, what would represent success, either in terms of volume of transactions or, you know, just the adoption or displacement of other types of payments? What are our benchmark indicators?
I mean, you said a few of them there. I mean, I think mainstream adoption. I think that one side of this, you know, going beyond using Bitcoin as a currency, as a form of, you know, exchanging value, people see it as a way to help Salvadorans save money. And, you know, it's a largely unbanked population. And so this gives them a way to build this culture around saving money. And I think that that's one thing that a lot of crypto insiders have, well, Bitcoin insiders, because this is really a Bitcoin project. And what Bitcoin insiders have spoken to me about is that they're excited about moving people from this government wallet, which is custodial, to their own wallet where they hold the private key and they have 100% ownership over their wealth. And that's, that's something that a lot of these people haven't experienced before. And I think that that's what they're most excited about.
Mackenzie, El Salvador has been looked at as a test case for a while. Are people talking about which country might be next?
Panama was watching, but I think that a lot of countries are keeping an eye on how things play out in El Salvador. And, not everybody is happy about it. The IMF and the World Bank have expressed concerns about what this rollout means. So I think that there are a lot of people on either side. There are a lot of big supporters, but, you have a large portion of the population that also is confused about what this Bitcoin rollout means. They're inherently skeptical. So there are quite a few barriers to entry. So it'll be very telling how this plays out in the next few weeks, in the next few months, as we get a better sense of what mainstream adoption really looks like.
Yeah, and of course, when we talk about Bitcoin, we talk about volatility. We didn't even get to the IMF piece of the puzzle, but I suspect we're going to be discussing this more in the coming days. So, Mackenzie, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Our quantum encryption company is headed
Yeah.
following its SPAC
How
merger.
interesting. All that stuff's good. Yeah, the IMF and the World Bank not too happy. Well, but we'll see. And it'll be really interesting to see if any neighboring countries in Latin America or maybe any African countries decide to do the same thing and make BTC a legal currency. That would be some exciting development. Definitely hopeful for the future. All right, let's see if we can find any more news. Let's head over to the Wall Street Journal. We see Toyota to spend $9 billion on electric car battery plants. Interesting. Chinese authorities drop case against former Alibaba manager accused of sexual assault. SoftBank deal boost Deutsche Telekom stake in T-Mobile. App developers payments dilemma, easier with or without Apple and Google. Let's click on that. Let's check this out. So South Korea's app developers can soon sidestep the digital tollway mandated by Apple and Google, but changes for app companies and consumers may be hard to see initially. Okay, last week, South Korea passed the world's first ever law that blocks Apple and Google from only offering their own in-app payment system. The bill pending, oh my goodness. My bad. The bill pending presidential approval could be enforced within weeks. Once enacted, the South Korea's app companies can avoid paying commissions of up to 30% to the tech giants if users opt to pay them via alternate payment platforms. South Korea represents the first test over how similar regulatory efforts in motion around the world affect the market for apps. More payment options could lower prices in South Korea for digital content access through apps, local business groups and app makers say, but consumers might balk at the inconvenience of taking extra steps to buy items sold within games, digital comics, and other online content. I don't know about that. I mean, if I was able to get something for a 30% discount, I would definitely click a couple extra clicks to get it that way. I mean, if I was able to pay $7 a month for Netflix instead of 10, I would totally do that. Or whatever it is now. If it's 15, 30% less than that, if I was, paying whatever that whatever that is, $11 instead of the 15, I'd be happy. Okay. While South Korea's law focuses on in-app payments, efforts in the US and Europe look at additional areas together with billing arrangements. Those include scrutiny of sideloading when users install apps without going through an app store. Google allows this practice while Apple doesn't. Regulators have also homed in on Apple's practice of disallowing competing app stores to be installed in its iPhones. A year ago, Google said it would start requiring all developers worldwide to use its payment system for in-app purchases and pay a 30% commission. Previously, Google had allowed some developers to bypass the requirement by prompting users to alternate payment systems. Google later gave app makers until March 2022 to comply. It has slashed its fee to 15% for small app developers, following a similar move by Apple. Okay, so these are like, okay, we kind of had our cake and eaten it too. We're going to pull back a little bit. Is what they're saying. Any other news? Let's head over to CNBC, see if we see something on their homepage. Pfizer COVID booster shots will likely be ready September 20th. Oh, that's something we haven't did. Let's check out our COVID stats. Where are we? Okay, let's go to all. Show all. And let's go from all time to 30 days. Oh, this is very good. I don't know if we're only seeing this because it was Labor Day. That could definitely be it. I mean, we're used to seeing August 28th, August 29th. The 29th of August was a Sunday, and this was a Monday, the 30th. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then we have a big drop off. So we're used to seeing this weekend drop off. I'm wondering if this Monday drop off is from Labor Day. Tomorrow we'll see. But if not, then that's great. I mean, I love seeing this downward trajectory. But I don't want to get hopes up. I really do think it's just because of Labor Day and the lack of info coming in resulted in a lower statistic. Okay, let's head back over to CNBC. Any new news?
Your investors and partners, Virgin Orbit, Sir Richard Branson's other space company that's getting ready to also go public via SPAC, is going to launch satellites as well.
Arkit.
What does the growth of your portfolio and the services that you have to offer look like, not only over the coming months, but coming years?
The product of Arkit is very simple. It's just a 200 line of code piece of software that sits on your device. The way that we make the keys at the moment involves some terrestrial equipment in data centers. And that means that we can make and distribute keys today. As you say, we've already signed $130 million of contracts with some amazing customers like the British and American
Here in the bottom, I'll put up the chart of Arkit. It's up 51% right now.
Northrop Grumman, and many, many more to be announced in the coming weeks and months. That product is live today. In 2 years' time, when we launch,
kind of interesting. I can't talk to you while I do that, so want to come back.
Upgrade the network. They add an extra piece of security as a result of that quantum delivery of information. So we've got a product that's live today. Its technology gets upgraded in 2 years' time, but fundamentally, it's just the same product throughout the model. So we're very focused on selling a single product.
I was on ARQQW.
And the great benefit of coming to the NASDAQ market is that we now have comfortably more money than we need to execute our plan. So we don't need to raise any more money ever. We have about twice the money that we need to take this business to scale. And because the global addressable market for our software is basically every device in the world, we're pretty convinced that this can be Britain's biggest ever tech scale-up.
All right. And you just touched on it with the money that you raised, but I mean, the percentage of redemptions was very high, which actually is a trend we've been seeing with a number of companies that have gone public in recent days, including we were talking about IronNet before this segment, IronNet being one of those as well. I think it was 87%. So 30.1 million or so of the 34.5 million shares were.
All right, let's pull off that. What did they say Arkit is? Arkit Quantum Inc. 200 line software. Let's look this up. Arkit Quantum. Arkit. Symmetric encryption reborn for the cloud. Okay. Dude, I don't want to add this music. I don't know if copyright, if I can play it with the music or not. Is this even going to tell us what Arkit is? This is just a. It's just a. What is it? It's just a video with some music. Okay. Our mission: we use transformational quantum encryption technology to keep safe the data of our governments, enterprises, and citizens. Stronger, simpler encryption. Arkit supplies a unique quantum encryption platform as a service, which makes the communication links of any network device secure against current and future forms of attack, even from a quantum computer. Arkit's product, Quantum Cloud, enables any device to download a lightweight software agent of less than 200 lines in code, which can create keys in partnership with any other device. The keys are computationally secure, don't exist until the moment they are needed, and can never be known by a third party. Quantum Cloud can create limitless volumes of keys in limitless group sizes and can regulate the secure entrance and exit of a device in a group. The addressable market for Quantum Cloud is every connected device. Okay. That's some technical thought leadership. See if this tells us anything or if it's just music.
The internet wasn't designed with security in mind. The internet was designed to help people to communicate. The security came later.
Okay.
So in the mid 90s, we built the SSL protocol that became sort of the backbone of actually all e-commerce security today. And then we, helped the world build this.
I'm still just having trouble understanding what it is. I mean, okay, it's for security, it's a very small. I mean, that's a strange selling point too. It's only 200 lines in code, and it works flawlessly. But
growth of connections with more sensors.
But what is it?
The attack surface is complex, so it's low reliance on algorithmic security.
Symmetric encryption merges and power, essential for an IoT.
Actually, a layered, practical way of sharing these secrets.
Okay, investment case. Arkit's investment case has the following crucial features. Product solves an existential threat to the entire digital world. Arkit can stop cyber attacks, crippling infrastructure and services. It has a strong customer base, 130 million in contracts already from blue chip enterprises and government customers, and a $1.1 billion pipeline. Hyperscale revenue growth. A cloud-delivered model allows vast total addressable markets to be penetrated quickly. Okay. Globally unique and highly protected technology, Arkit is 4 years ahead of the rest of the world with a patent moat of 1,435 patent claims, world-leading management team, vast experience of leadership, okay, minimal operating expenses, and operational leverage expected to be in the 70% margins. What customers are saying. The UK Government Minister of Science, as a global science superpower, the UK continues to make advances in quantum sciences, which is revolutionizing cybersecurity across the world. Backed by government funding, Arkit is paving the way in developing a new generation of quantum technologies that defend against sophisticated cyber attacks on national governments, strengthening our resilience and helping us all to build back better from the pandemic. So if you're like a government or a company and are wanting secrets and email communication, I guess is this just assuring that your communication with other devices, like when you send that email, that no one else can get it? Is that what it is? I'm still just kind of confused about what it is. And the fact that I can't get a super simple, quick answer to that, what does Arkit do? Arkit is a new, well funded company pioneering in cybersecurity technology. It is building a global quantum key distribution network that will form part of the solution to the threat of quantum computing attacks on algorithmic encryption. Okay, maybe I'm just dense today, but what does that mean? Give me like a EOIF. Explain like I'm five. What is that? Okay, let's head back over to CNBC, see if anything's new.
In what sense? So what we like about Humana is it's almost a pure play in Medicare Advantage. And Medicare Advantage is taking share in the overall Medicare market. And it's doing that because it's a win-win-win. It's a win for consumers because seniors save $1,500 to $2,000 a year in out-of-pocket expenses in Medicare Advantage versus Medicare. It's a win for the government because it costs them the same amount of money and seniors are happy.
Oh, trading has been suspended for Arkit, by the way.
Society because the medical outcomes are better in Medicare Advantage than overall Medicare.
Too much volume too quickly.
It's gone from 25% of the Medicare market a decade ago to over 40% today. And we see it going up to 70 over the next decade or two, which provides a lot of growth opportunity. And that's why Humana has been growing its revenues at twice the S&P level and yet trades at a 20-25% discount on earnings. And we find that very interesting.
Fiserv is the next one, which you can definitely see the lack of appreciation, at least in the past several days.
Yeah, Fiserv, it's interesting. The payment space, there's a lot of newness in companies going on in that area. And it seems like if you're not a unicorn, you're a dinosaur. And we think there's room for the truth to be in the middle. When we look at Fiserv, this management team has made some very interesting investments in new areas in payments that are paying off for this company. And it's growing in the high single digits. It's trading at a big discount to the S&P and private market transactions in the payment space. They have assets in Clover in the small business merchant acquiring business that's 20% larger than Square. Square has a larger market cap than Fiserv. And in the e-commerce space with Carrot, which is about the same size as Adyen in the Netherlands, great company.
All right, let's pull off that. Let's head over to this Decrypt article. Cardano plunges as critics takes aim on smart contract launch. We talked about this a little bit, but there's been a lot of FUD with Cardano and ADA. Let's see what this article has to tell us. It says critics have cast doubt on whether Cardano's smart contract model are up to the task. The network's first dApp performed poorly when multiple users interacted with it at the same time. Cardano's native token ADA fell 10% from peak to through today after critics slammed smart contract testnet errors and complained that the blockchain wasn't fit for purposes as a decentralized finance DeFi platform. It comes just days after ADA hit new all-time highs in anticipation of the launch, solidifying its place as the third largest cryptocurrency. It was trading at 309, and then it fell to as low as 258. It's come back a little bit. It's in the 260s right now. The highly anticipated launch of smart contracts on the 12th will enable developers to build decentralized finance apps to lend, borrow, and trade assets without intermediaries. The feature will enable Cardano to take on other smart contract platforms such as market leader Ethereum. But critics aren't so sure that Cardano is up to the task. Cardano was not built for the current DeFi landscape, Eric Wall, chief investment officer at crypto fund Arcane Assets, told Decrypt. In its current state, it's going to require tons of workarounds for developers to build certain types of common DeFi applications. The bulk of the criticism was about Cardano's so called concurrency issues. Difficulties around multiple users interacting with the protocol at the same time surfaced as developers launched the long awaited Alonzo testnet, which introduces smart contracts to the platform. Yeah, Hoskinson's did comment on this. He said something about, and I'm not a computer scientist, and I know very basic coding, but he talked about the need for it to be in a parallel structure. I actually don't even want to tell you because what because I'm probably going to tell you wrong. I need to do more due diligence and research myself into it. But let's see these tweets. It's unfortunate that we have to shut down our testnet temporarily. We have gathered enough data from our testers to improve the fundamentals of our DEX. In the next few days, we'll publish our post-mortem, our scaling solution, and when the testnet will be open up again. The public testnet is live. Miniswap is the first dApp on Cardano public testnet. Cardano has arrived. Use our testnet and earn airdrops. Please retweet and spread the word. Read more here. Okay. Side note, due to the massive influx of users, you may be seeing an error message that says UTXOs are being used this block a lot. That's the concurrency issue. We're working on that. Okay. This is what Anthony Sassano says. Cardano is the biggest joke in crypto. Its very existence is an insult. Okay, he seems like a big hater. Seriously, 6 years of peer-reviewed research and a 90 billion plus market cap later, and the first dApp on Cardano can't even do concurrent transaction processing, aka the very thing you need on DeFi. Okay. Cardano defended itself, addressing one of the prevailing criticisms. Did this article get any? Okay, here is Charles Hoskinson's response. Meanwhile, Cardano founders Charles Hoskinson's response was to call the accusations noise and FUD. Critics were unassuaged, and Wall poured more cold water on Cardano's scaling solution, Hydra. Features multi-party state channels, which he likened to Bitcoin's Layer 2 scaling solution, the Lightning Network, but for smart contracts. He asserted that Cardano's effort is plagued by major UX challenges and added that the inherent problem with multiplanning state channels led to the approach abandoned by Ethereum. Cardano isn't on par with competing smart contract platforms despite all their talk about research and scientific breakthroughs, said Wall. They overpromised and underdelivered. The $90 billion market cap is not looking deserved at the moment. The platform has a lot left to prove. Okay, so this whole article was kind of anti-Cardano. They did link Hoskins's response to all this FUD, but they didn't say what he said in the article. You have to go click on this and watch his long-winded response. And if y'all know anything, Charles is pretty long-winded. He can talk a lot. Okay. Well, interesting. Let's head back over to the sticks. Arquette still has not resumed trading, suspended for the quick run up in price. Volume needs to settle, and then they'll go back into it. See our big movers today. Yeah, IronNet. Wow, IronNet pumping. This is what we were looking at earlier. Pumping up more at 62%. Wow. Great job, IronNet. Again, if you're in this pump, let me know down below. Here we can see it came down, but it's pulling forward. It's pulling forward. Are we going to get bigger candle? Initially, it was up here. Could have made a quick 10% if you were in on this, and a quick 60% if you were in on it yesterday. Let's see what CNBC is saying about Netflix.
Adjust their streaming strategies. Disney is dominating the box
All-time
office
high,
this
hit
weekend with its
going above
theater-only release
$600.
of Shang-Chi, shattering Labor Day records. Joining us this morning is SPG Global Principal, former Netflix and Hulu executive Simon Gallagher. Simon, let's start with Disney this morning because I wonder, given the strength of the box office and the exhibitors must be thrilled, we've heard from AMC and IMAX, do we have to start reconsidering the length of the window yet again?
Well, this is going to be a big decision as they look towards the next Marvel release, which is Eternals, scheduled for a November 5 release later this year. And I think the industry is looking very closely at the experience over the past 4 days. Obviously, Shang-Chi performed exceedingly well, broke the record by nearly double on a previous Labor Day weekend. There's a lot of discussion around whether or not the theatrical only or the hybrid model is the better way to go.
Is this a precedent-setting move now? Do you think we get even more pictures that with a 45-day window than we might have thought prior to this weekend?
My gut says yes. I think that, as I said, this was a real outperformer this past 4 days. And I think that the pushback from the talent also has to be considered, as well as the pushback from the theaters. And you have to remember that Bob Chapek at Disney, CEO of Disney, is motivated to work closely with both the talent and the theater exhibitors. And he wants them to come along and see success as well. If they're successful, he'll be successful. So I think it's important, and they're both motivated to have that 45-day window.
All right, Bitcoin going even lower. It's back sub 50,000, and Ethereum also going lower. 36.20 right now. 36.35. Big drop off. It was pushing 4K just last night. Now it's fallen $300 today to where it's at now, 36.30. It's pulling lower and lower. Okay. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Again, I'm sorry for the late start. Sorry we missed that opening bell, just having those technical difficulties. But thank you so much for joining me. If you want anything specific from me, want me to cover a specific stock, let me know down below. So happy that I could share this part of the morning with you, and enjoy the rest of your day. Take care and goodbye.